Hey guys, Mark here. Welcome back to the Iron Empire. Now in this episode, we're going to take a look at this change of directions for Summernats 2023. Okay guys, so we're back down at Jake's shop today and we're going to take a look at his VL. As you guys know, that Jake made some pretty big claims earlier this year that he was going to have like 2 or 3 cars at Summernats, and one of those cars was going to be the HZ or X or whatever it is over in the corner that was going to be built as a HQ replica, and obviously that's not going to be a thing. There's been a change of direction. Now he is building a VL Commodore. So don't ask me what changed, because Jake didn't like VLs. And also you will know that if you've been watching my recent update, there's been an update on the F-Truck, which is still in the process. The engine's getting put back together now. That's just had to freshen up the top end only, and that will be ready for 2 weeks time, the all-forward day in SA, and then obviously that's going to be the tow rig to get this new puppy over to Summernats, which is what, end of January?
January 5th.
Oh, start of January. So we're talking
95
days, just ish. Okay, so Jake's going to give us a bit of a rundown on some of the plans on this thing. As you can see, there is a heap of parts. He's been spending up, getting everything ready to go, all hands on deck, smashing this thing out. So let's have a bit of a rundown on what the hell is going to happen with this car.
All right, so yeah, like Mark said, change of plans from the HQ. I got to this point in the year and it was sort of like what I wanted to do, completely unrealistic. You know, to do it properly, to do a blow on a car, especially a chrome bumper car these days, parts and everything, it's a bit unrealistic. So during the year, obviously I flip a few cars. I came across this VL I picked up super cheap, I think
3.5 phone calls away from the thrown phone. And we're back.
What do I start? Anyway, so through the year, I flipped a few cars and I ended up with this car at one stage. I picked it up for $3.5 grand. Slammed it, drove it around for a few weeks and decided, other than the HQ, this would be a lot more plausible to pull off, just with LS1 carby, turbo 350, a simple setup, and that's sort of blown out of proportion a little bit, but we're trying to rein it in and everybody's coming together and help me. We've got probably about 95 days to get the car done now, and I've done the fab work in the bay, so we're doing a smooth bay, boxed the rails in, all the holes filled, getting rid of the aircon, heater box, fuse box, all that sort of stuff. The engine we're going to run is a LS1 5.7. It's got a VCM 710 cam. I think it's got oil pump, some top end stuff that I don't know about, some gabagool, and that's all together at the moment in the back room. Turbo 350 I brought earlier in the year. We're getting that freshened up a little bit at the moment. Keys Automatics in Windsor Gardens is doing it. They're putting an LS bell housing on it, manual valve body. TCE are doing the converter, a 3.8 stall. That's going to be alright. They're making it to suit the cam and whatnot. Edelbrock Victor Junior manifold, carby. I forgot the brand of it. My mate Sam's sorting that out for me. It's going to be running on E85. We've got the wheelwood brakes we're just sort of playing around with today. I've got the boosted delete wheelwoods from Castlemaine Rod Shop. We're going to do a bulkhead, hide all the lines in the bay and whatnot. In the rear end, that's when it started to sort of blow out, because initially I was going to leave the Borg Warner, shorten it with billet axles. But now I decided to lift the rails up, full tubs pretty much, and do a fuel cell in the car as well.
And 9-inch.
And the 9-inch, of course, 35 spline axles, get a centre built, true track, 411s.
Just a weekend build, really.
It's blown out, but you know me, I like doing this. I like putting myself under this pressure. Not only that, but I'm going to also sheet metal the boot, do all custom sheet metal, make it all nice in here, and yeah, so it should be pretty exciting. And also on the car, I wanted to run it super low. To enable that to happen, I've got Hatsy Engineering supplying the 4-link kit for the 9-inch here in Windsor Gardens as well. That's all good. We got wheel and tyre kingdoms. I picked up these, I think they're drag intensity wheels, 15 by 10, 4.5 backspace on the rear, and 17 by 4.5s on the front. So lucky enough to get those before they run out of stock. So basically the diff and everything's been built around the wheels.
Which is the way you meant to do it.
Yeah.
Which a lot of us don't do. You sort of just try and fit wheels to what you got. But when you're doing a car from the get-go, from the ground up, then that's the way to get it done. So yeah, it's come up mint. As you can see, everything is just pretty much off the welder or off the grinder at the moment. Obviously a lot to do in there to get that looking schmick, but it's definitely taken some big leaps and bounds towards getting towards what Jake wants to do with it. Smooth the fuel fillet cap out there. And initially Jake was actually going to do this as an unpainted car just to take it to Summernats and have a blast around, but he has decided that he's going to paint it. And yeah, he wasn't sort of super keen on saying what colour he's going to paint it, so I'm not sure if he's going to say...
We're going to paint it, alright, we'll tell it, because some VL people will be right into it, but we're going to do, I wanted to do the car in original colour, because I'm very, I like to keep things era correct and all that, so we're going to do it a mulberry, wild mulberry car. It's sort of a light pink, silvery colour. Just do it as a Berliner with the black door frames and keep the MX grey bars on it. And yeah, I think it'd be a nice look, you know, painted the bay, door jambs inside the boot, should be nice.
So with the factory, you could literally put steel wheels back on it or hubcaps and it probably wouldn't look too...
I will have wide steels made up for the car.
Yeah, okay. So it wouldn't look too radical. You can disguise it. It's not going to be...
The pod will be at the bottom, that's it.
Over the top. But yeah, would you say the...
The pod foot will be at the bottom.
They're cleaned out the bonnet.
But that's about it.
Right. And how far you reckon out the bonnet?
I just want to see the pod.
Right.
No
So
carbies, so just the pod.
so you could put a cowl on it and make it legal.
Yeah, you could do it.
And Jake is building this with the intention that it can be engineered down the track if that route is decided to go with, but at this stage it won't be. But yeah, everything is done to be correct. And yeah, there's a bunch of parts. We've got fuel cells, heap of stuff from Aeroflow, wheelwood brakes we were playing around with today, just getting that all mocked up on the car.
Come out with a smaller caliper and whatnot, and you can quite easily, quite affordably put the VT SS brakes on it. What you need to get is you need to get your hub adapters, so they fit on your standard struts, and they run the VT discs, which we've got over here. I've got the bearings for those. New shocks and everything, because the front end of this car is going to be pretty simple. It's going to have super low springs in it and all the struts and bushes replaced, and that's all thanks to Michael from SA Chassis. He hooked me up with the ball joints there, looked after me with that. The rest of it is pretty standard up the front, for now anyway.
You see the Lego set of 9-inch plug and play, as you can see. Shortened up, heavy duty, is as strong as it needs to be without going overkill. Well, actually is going to be overkill anyway, but that LS will never break that 35 spline axles, no way. So yeah, that's pretty much an update. So this rig is going to get towed by that rig, and as of today, oh yeah, so we got a set of heads over here that Jake picked up. We went down and picked up from Just Heads at on Port Road, and they smashed these out in like under 2 weeks.
Yeah, week
fully,
and a half.
yeah, fully overhauled. Like I said, this engine was actually a pretty good solid motor. When I had it in the truck, never let me or Jake down, but it was getting a bit tired. So he's done a top end freshen up, and that is going to get random cat. Okay, that's going to get all cleaned up today, and hopefully that will be in colour before this video is out. Looking forward to seeing that painted up all proper in the Cleveland blue, and then that will be in the car like absolutely ASAP, because how many days we got until the Ford day? You don't even know that one.
Less than 14.
Yeah, not many. It's 2 weekends away. So yeah, really looking forward to seeing that on the road as well. And since seeing all the progress happening on that F truck, it's got me the bug again. So I'm going to get stuck back into something of my own soon as well. So I need to have another truck back on the road, because that thing is looking so sick, and they're just the coolest. They're so cool. So anyway, that's going to be a wrap on this week's episode. Once again, another pretty pretty lame episode. Well, not lame for what Jake's doing, but lame for the Iron Empire. I've been absolutely struggling lately. Got so much on the go, but next week we'll be back into it. I'm going to get my hands dirty again on car stuff instead of house stuff for a change, and hanging around the cars today. It makes me really miss this stuff, so we'll be getting back into it soon. So thanks for sticking with me. I will see you all in an upcoming episode. Thank you for liking, subscribing, and commenting. And I'll see you all in an upcoming episode of the Iron Empire. And thanks to Jake. See you guys.